This video is also something of a double feature. We have already done the Inferno squad, but I wanted to kind of do these things side by side as they are fairly analogous with each other in terms of units for the Rebels and units for the Empire. So let's get this open and take a look at it. Oh, hang on, there is something left in there as well. Okay, excellent. Right then, let's see what we've got. 1 and 2 sprues, excellent. The instructions, your bases, your cardboard, all that stuff. And of course, become quite familiar now, your flight stands. So let's have a quick look at the plastic. So no shortage of your jetpacks there. Check out the detail in the chest piece on these. I mean, goodness, they've really dialed this up. Before I opened this one up, I was having a look at Sabine before, thinking about, am I going to paint them all the same or make them work together in like some kind of, you know, synergy to make them all like the part of the same force. I don't think I've done a very good job of Sabine, so probably not. I think I'll try something different. But the detail in these, the point is vastly superior. I mean, miles better in these. So FFGs going to the hard plastic, and their kind of sculpting game has really got to be a damn sight better than it was. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Let's start on the other side. Actually, you want to see the back of them. Who cares about that? Okay, lots of nice stuff there. Lots of kind of variable positions, lots of guns, lots of options, more backpacks, more than I think we need. We've got one singular sword that looks like it's out of Assassin's Creed, but we'll find out what that's all about. There we go. There's your scimitar if you want one. Okay, looks pretty solid. Right, let's get into the cards, and then we can find out what we've really got. Just a quick look at what you get in the instructions, or the parts list, or whatever we're calling it, just because sometimes you can appreciate some of the bits and pieces that didn't exactly stand out when you are looking at the sprues. Yeah, there's lots of options here, which is nice. I do like to have the ability to customize things and to not essentially have the same stuff everyone's got at the table. You know, back when the first core set came out and everyone's armies was the same set of dudes holding their guns in the same way. I like the fact that we get a bit of variance here, and some nice rules reminders on there. Some of it's not new, but it's also nice to have the reminder of some of the text on it, because frankly I can't remember half this stuff. I have to look it up when it comes to these new words. So that's that. Let's look at the cardboard. So we get 2 order tokens, which is good. So this is another 2 unit box, so you're getting 2 for the price of 1, which is always nice when they do that. Your standard standby, aim and dodge tokens, nothing fancy there. We've got a single iron token, so no doubt we've got droid poppers in here as well. 2 health. Now, I try to guess what we might have in cards when I look at them. You know, we've got a load of suppression tokens here. There was a fair amount of suppression tokens in the Inferno Squad box, and no particular good reason for it, so they might have just been filling out space. Or we might look at the cards and find out these guys dole out suppression like nobody's business. So let's take a look and see what happens. Just like with the Imperial Specialists, we have 2 cards in here, one of which is for your standard squad of Mandalorian Resistance. The other one is, in this case, Clan Wren. So it will do, because it's got a similar dynamic to the way the Special Forces worked, with who you get equipped with and the size of the squad. We'll put this to one side, and we'll come back and take a look at that shortly. So here you have them, the Mandalorian Resistance, starting at a rather meaty 72 points. That is a chunky squad. Okay, so this better be good for those kind of points, because I think the Rebels aren't used to paying those kind of points for a squad, so this better be something special. Right, we'll start going around this way. So, Special Forces, as you can see by the token, 3 minis per unit, 1 health only, courage value of 2. Okay, that's alright. Could have done with more health, I would think, for the value we're looking at, but who knows. Red defense dice, so at least it's going to stick around, and they surge up and down. So right now they're looking like they've got some of the best saves in the game. So that 1 health might not be so bad, but you never know. Dice variance can sometimes screw you. These might be one of those units where it is a risk and reward. Looking at the weapons, we have the blaster pistol, which is range 1 to 2, 2 black dice. So with this squad, even just with the 3 of them, you're looking at a pool of 6 black dice, which is pretty tasty, however you want to cut it. Combat training, they've got a black and a white, so better than average, but I don't know if that's really what these are designed for, but we'll see when we start going through the cards. And in terms of your options for your upgrades, you've got grenades, you've got the config, you've got gear, you've got comms, you've got training, and you've got 1 heavy at the top. So a real selection of things you can do to these guys to make them the workhorse or the selection of your army that you need. So let's take a look at their keywords. Jump 2. Fantastic keyword, and I love seeing this. It's fantastic to have it in the game more because it means that you've got a force that can appear and disappear all over the place. You know, we've seen it before with Sabine, we've seen it to an extent with Luke for the Rebels, and it's so good to be able to just move around and people can forget about it or get so nervous about it they have to keep away from what they want to go for because they don't really know what that could mean because it's difficult to judge things. Excellent. Now, here's the next two keywords are just the business. So first of all, we've got impervious. So while defending, if the attack pool has pierce, roll additional attack dice for its pierce value. So essentially, let's just say, you know, you've got a sniper squad shooting at you and they get 2 hits. Now that's got pierce 1, so you're not going to just be rolling your 2 hits to defend that. Because it's got pierce 1, you're going to roll 3 defense dice. And given that this unit's so expensive, that is such a relief to have. Now, it doesn't cancel out pierce, so let's just say you do roll 3 blocks. You know, one of those would have been cancelled by pierce. So it's not like it's perfect, but it does mean you have that much extra resistance and an extra chance to be rolling block results so you can live and survive. Now, moving on, nimble is the next one. So after defending, if you spend 1 or more dodge tokens, gain 1 dodge token. Fantastic. These guys are going to love dodge tokens, and for the money you're spending them, I think you're going to love dodge tokens. Let's take a look at the cards you get with them. I can very much feel that I'm going to want to have outmaneuver stapled to these guys to keep them alive. So let's hope that's one of the cards that comes with these. We're going to work our way backwards through the cards this time. So this is your EMP droid popper. This allows you to add Iron 1 to your attack pool. And as I've said a few times now, different to like your impact grenades, this only allows you to have Iron 1 added to it rather than the number of grenades you adding to it being the equivalent of the number of iron you can add to it. So 5 iron grenades only means 1 iron. So just worth noting, but that's probably why you get the point difference. 3 points, not bad at all. We get jetpack rockets. So these guys kind of have the missile built into the back of them that we've seen in the Mandalorian and Clone Wars and all the awesome stuff we've been seeing recently. So these gain as a one-off, which is what the X means. So essentially when you've used it, it's gone, too late. But this is blast, so essentially it ignores cover. It's got impact 1, so any one of your hits turns into a crit against armor. And it is a 3 to 4 attack, so it's only long range. Now, that is something which could be really good. You know, if this is in a moment you can say, right, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this attack now, which is something really nice to add to your attack pool or to get somebody out of range. But what I'd say is you're paying 8 points for a 3 to 4 single red dice. I am not convinced yet. I don't know if that's going to get many outings from me, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've not worked out how it's done. The fact that it ignores cover could be pretty good because a red dice is usually going to be a hit, isn't it? So to make somebody defend, maybe that's worth it. But is 8 points worth it to put a single suppression on somebody? Is 8 points worth it to kill one mini unless it's on a really high value squad? It's a tough one. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Okay, there we have it, situational awareness. Thank goodness that's in here, because I would have been beside myself if it wasn't, given how good this is for them, given the fact that these guys are probably going to be taking a dodge token all the time to make sure that they are staying on the table for as long as they can, getting the value out of nimble. So not only now can they get the value out of nimble, they can spend it against crits, which is great. And like I said before, for 2 points, this is just have it. Because essentially you turn a 72 point into 74 point unit. Just why wouldn't you? Unless you've got something else you'd rather run. Ascension cables, another fantastic new card that we're seeing. Gives you scale, so essentially think of it this way. Before or after a move, you can do a free clamber, so you can go up or down or what have you without having to roll any dice or suffering the benefit. And it's free, so that's in addition to that move, which is great. And also that move that you're doing when you're choosing to activate this card is also like having environmental gear, so you won't be slowed down by difficult terrain. The only trade-off is it is exhaustible, so when you've used it, you do have to flip it. But for 4 points, you know, why not? Now, if I'm honest though, I don't think I'll ever play this on this unit, not with jump 2. I think they've got the speed, because they move at speed 3, and they've got jump 2. I think you've got the ability to get them to good position. It's a good way to have, it's another good card to have for your army, but I don't think it's a good card to have for this squad. So just like the Imperial Special Forces, you do get 3 heavy weapons options. I'm going to take away the named characters because, again, I think they make more sense to talk about them when we talk about Clan Wren, because they're part of the named equip characters. But this is your heavy weapon. This is your, don't know if I can pronounce that correctly, Besk Duelist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but who cares? Essentially, so what you've got a melee weapon, 2 red dice. You gain Duelist. While performing a melee attack, if you spend an aim token, gain Pierce 1. While defending against a melee attack, if you spend a dodge token, gain Immune Pierce. This could be fantastic if you're going to get yourself into close combat and you need to make sure you are not going to die. I think this is one I'll have to think about. So the way I kind of see, just from a shooting from the hip point of view, I think these might be really good if you are, say, defending against a Jedi, having that Immune Pierce, which is, let's be honest, absolutely vital when you've got a lightsaber swinging at you. But I think in terms of if you're going against another unit, and let's just say it's not a Jedi, because being able to add Pierce, usually those things are impervious for the most part. But let's just say you're going against another named character or just some kind of tough squad. To be able to add that, pretty good in terms of its hard hitting ability, to guarantee you're putting some damage through, because 28 points isn't cheap. But do we need it? Again, the jury's out, but it might be fun to give it a go and to see if these guys charging at you doing speed through jump 2 moves could make people panic and have themselves trapped against a unit that is hacking and slashing them with, let's just say we've got this guy and the 3 others. You're going to be talking about 2 red, 3 black, 3 white, Pierce 1, surge to hit, and if you're lucky, you'll have yourself a dodge token before you got there anyway. So who knows? So you can keep on defending yourself even after you've wiped this squad, or if you're just locked in combat with them. So this is Clan Wren. So in terms of the difference between the two of them, there isn't an awful lot different just from the start. So the main difference I'll call out is you have 2 heavy options. You have 2 health for each mini. So there's the benefits. Otherwise, the pistols are the same. Melee combat is a little bit better because instead of black and white, it's 2 blacks. So that's pretty good. And of course, we are kind of getting used to this now, but it's only 1 mini for this squad. However, you must equip 2 of the Wren characters. So there's Tristan and Ursa Wren have to be equipped to this. So let's take a look at their cards now, and let's see what we think about this. Oh, the last thing I'll point out is this has got Retinue Sabine Wren. So at the start of your activation phase, if you're in range 1 to 2 of Sabine, you gain 1 aim or 1 dodge token. Yeah, they're going to be aiming. They're going to be gaining 1 dodge token, aren't they? These guys love dodge tokens, so that sounds pretty good. If you're going to be running these guys, keep them close to Sabine. Get those dodge tokens to them. Okay then, so just like what we saw with the Imperial Special Forces, the base cost of the squad was 34 points. The individual cost for these upgrade cards is 38 points. Absolutely mirrored so far. I wonder if we'll see a similar mirroring in the special words on them. So we'll start on the left. We'll start with Ursa Wren. She is range 1 to 2. As an attack, she's got 2 health for herself. She rolls a single rainbow of red, black, and white, and you gain Dawnless. Now, let's quickly remind ourselves what that means. Dawnless. After you rally, if you're suppressed but not panicked, you may gain 1 suppression token to perform a free move action. Now, I'll never for the life of me actually remember to do that because I'm absolutely awful with things like that. However, that sounds fantastic. So the fact that you can say, right, we've got a courage value here of 2 as standard. So we can say that quite often you will have 1 suppression token, so you'll be suppressed but not panicked. So you can say, I'm going to get to do a free move action. So I'm going to gain 1 suppression. So I'm going to go up to my value where I'd not be able to do 2 actions, but that's fine because that's after your rally steps. That's all legit. So you can go from 1 to 2, and you can then move, and that is a free action on top of everything else you can do. So these guys with the jetpacks, with the jumping at speed 3, and the fact that you can do height 2 jumps, that could be just brilliant for these guys. Really nice stuff. And just before we move on to Tristan, or the guy who will keep me calling in my head Tyrion, so watch out for me saying that when I'm reading through his details. But Wren is your unit leader. Okay, that's fine. And she has long shot 1. So this is what we saw on Cassian recently. So while attacking, spend up to 1 aim token to increase this weapon's maximum speed by 1. So you can take this and you can go for that 1 to 3 shot, which isn't bad at all considering the amount of dice you're putting on there. And when you think about, she's going to be one of several minis in this squad, so you're going to have another range 1 to 3, 2 black dice, you're going to have another set of the same, pretty decent all around. But ultimately, if she was in this, or with the Mandalorian Resistance, you are going to be getting some decency out of that, and it means that she can contribute towards the overall attack pool, or enable you to get an attack at that much further a range, which is always nice. Okay then, now we've got Tristan. He is range 1 to 3, he is 2 health as well, he's for the Mandalorian Resistance only, and he is lethal 1. So when attacking, spend up to 1 aim token to gain pace 1, which is pretty good in all fairness, because that aim token now basically means that's a kill token. You have an aim, you're going to make something die. And here's the nice thing, it is suppressive as well. So after you perform your attack, they will gain additional suppression tokens. And what I want to make clear on this isn't something that is exhaustible. He is suppressive throughout. So I think that's probably the best thing about him. This is why we got why we got 6 suppression tokens with this unit, because this guy, when he does start shooting, he's going to be laying down fire and making people hurt just from suppression, even if he's not getting them. But the fact he's got pace 1 means he is going to be getting them. He is going to be making them hurt, and he is going to be making them probably run away, one would hope. So yeah, I really like that. I think that's going to be something that's a lot of fun to do.